Hi my YouTubers. Today we're gonna cook a chili. It's cold. We finally have a cold day here in Texas, so I'm gonna show you a healthy way to cook a chili. So I have a small onion. It's the size of a tennis ball, or you can see it fit my palm. And we're gonna go ahead and chop this little onion so we can make our chili. There we go. I'm going to do one side first, and then we'll go ahead and do the other side. You can use whatever onion you want for this. I don't know if you can hear, but I'm also defrosting my meat. And try to go for 90-10 or below if you can. You can use ground turkey or chicken, whatever you'd like. And so this is a healthy way to cook your chili. So I'm going to be pouring it over the pot as I'm going along, because I have a small cutting board. I have a small kitchen, so that's usually what I have to do, is just make do with what I have. Cut the other onion, dice it. If you have a food processor, that's great. You're ahead of the game. And so let me go ahead and just dice my onion. If you want to put more onions on it, by all means. This is your chili, whatever you'd like. I'm just showing you a healthy way to cook. And we want to try to cook, make as many homemade meals as possible, because most of the foods that we eat or that are already made for you, you really don't know what's in there. So just gotta try to make, as many foods as possible. So I have some minced garlic, and I'm using 1/4 teaspoon. If you love garlic, put more. The next ingredient I'm going to add is 2 bell peppers. So I have my bell peppers right here. Make sure you rinse them. It's very important that you rinse them, because you never know who's been handling your food before you're handling it, and you'd be surprised who touches that food. I have my brother-in-law who's a smoker, and one time I was asking him to help me get some, as you see, I just cut it and removed what was in there. If you don't like the seeds, go ahead and remove them. And just chop, dice your bell pepper. Let me check on my meat. See, I'm using, what am I using? I'm using 93 lean, 7% fat. Anyway, so my brother-in-law, let's come over here. Meat 1, 5, start. Okay. I was asking him to help me get some tomatoes, and he's like a heavy chain smoker, and he was really having fun handling all those tomatoes, and I was like, oh my God, another reason to, really wash your hands and wash your fruits and vegetables when you get them from the market. Even if you get them from your local vegetable place, where they farmers market, you never know. Let me move this a little bit. As you could, I'm dumping my bell peppers. I have 2 bell peppers. Remember, when you do cook them, everything always gets smaller. So always take that into account, that everything reduces its size when it's cooked. Be careful with your hands when you're chopping. I hear peppers are good for you. Back in the 80s, I had an uncle who, rest in peace, who used to be, okay, so they're identical twins, right? And my uncle used to be chubby when he was a teenager, and his twin was skinny. And then when they got older, it got reversed. The chunky one became skinny, and the chubby one, well, let me see, the skinny one became chunky. But anyway, he was so skinny. My mom would ask him how he lost weight, and this is like in the early 80s, and he would say peppers help you lose weight. And so I just saw a study on that, and I'm like, oh, my uncle, rest in peace, was ahead of the curve. Alright, so here we go with our pepper. This is going to give it great taste. I love the way fresh veggies, and you put them in your chili beans, taste. Then I have these peppers, and I'm going to put 2 of them, and you can remove the seeds if you'd like. I don't know what they're called, but they're the long ones. Once again, remove this, and yeah, you might want to remove the seeds off this one, because sometimes these are spicy and sometimes they're not. A lot of people make chile rellenos out of this. It was so funny because my husband had never had chile rellenos because he's not Hispanic. And so I would give him the chile rellenos, and you can rinse it to take off the vein if you want to. But I'm going to leave a little bit in there because I like my stuff spicy. If you can't handle it, wear some gloves. So that way you don't touch your eyes or touch anyone, you know. You might have a cut, and so that your hands don't hurt. I never had it happen to me, but until I was helping somebody make them jalapenos wrapped with cream cheese and bacon. That was the first time my hands ever burned. So yeah, dice this too. So I was giving my husband some chile rellenos, and he really liked them, and he kept telling me his was spicy, and I was like, they're not spicy, what are you talking about? And he's like, it's spicy, and I'm like, oh, you're just not used to spicy food. Well, he's like, try it, and oh my god, every time you get a chile relleno, his was always super spicy. I'm like, I just thought he couldn't handle the spiciness, but no, it turned out that he was always getting the spicy one. I felt so bad for him. Alright, chop it, put it in your bowl. Remember, you're doing something healthy for your body. And look what I also got. I got myself, I don't know if you can see it, I have the NutriBullet. You can probably just see the back of it. And so I've been juicing too to help me lose weight. And I know I showed you guys the ballet workouts, which are great because I always feel it's important to stretch yourself. And you know, the ballerinas have this beautiful elongated body, and it gives you that strength. And we kind of train like that. When I used to be in gymnastics, my teacher used to do yoga and Pilates and incorporate dance moves in there, or dance stretches and strength toning exercises, and I really like them. But I also, you know, I like variation. So another thing I've been doing is I pulled up my Wii U, and not the Wii U, the Wii, and I've also been doing my personal fitness coach, the original one, the first one. I really like that one because you can always choose your the time you want to work out. And you let it know what you have. Like if you have a stepper, you have a flex ball, you let it know. And you can do 15 minutes to, I think, an hour and 15 minutes. So I've been doing 45 minutes of that and 15 minutes of yoga for the stretches. And when you have to do it tells you like what's best for you. If you want to do a weight loss, it'll take that into account. Oh yeah, so we're going to add cilantro. And I always tell people, cilantro just a lot of people confuse it with, I think, parsley, I want to say. And just look, this is like oak leaves. They're really, let me see if I can, they're really big. Can you see that? And another way to know that you really have cilantro is to read this. It always tells you what you're buying. So make sure it says cilantro. And I just love the way cilantro smells. Just do a little bunch in there. I mean, just chop it off. It's going to give it this great taste. Another thing, just be really careful, okay? Don't cut your fingers. And another thing, too, is it tastes good when you cook chicken with it. Put in some cilantro in your things. Besides guacamole and salsa, it's really good. You're cooking your hamburger meat, your chicken, whatever. There we go. But anyway, so back to my, I'm doing the fitness coach, and I told it I want to do the weight loss, and it gives you a little bit fitness test, and every day she tells you what you need to do. I created 2 profiles, one for the workout and the other one to do yoga, because when you do yoga after you're done working out, it takes it as a new workout, so it kind of messes up the routine. So if you have 2 profiles, one for the yoga and one for your weight loss, it keeps you on track. Alright, so now we have that, and so here's, I'm going to go ahead and put it up there, and I'm going to make this grow. We're going to go ahead and let's put it right here. Make sure this is dry. You can kind of see the reflection. So we have the beautiful, look how beautiful that looks, right? With the onions and the garlic and all your peppers in there. When I list the ingredients, I'll try to figure out what those, I think they're called California peppers. I think that's what it is. So anyway, turn on your stove. I always have mine at a 3.0 or a 3.5. Let's go with a 3.0. Get your coconut extra virgin coconut extra virgin oil. And I am going to use, trying to see what it says, half a teaspoon. Okay, half a teaspoon, so we can saute this, or you can omit that and just let the fats of the hamburger meat cook it. You can wash your hands just to make sure that you don't get any pepper in your eyes. It smells delicious. It smells really good. And you can go ahead and add, we're going to add some salt, we already have pepper in there. We're going to add some cumin, some ground cumin. I'm going to grab, I love the way this tastes, half a teaspoon of cumin, add it in there. Just gives it to me that authentic Mexican chili bean taste. Go ahead and put that on there. Then we're also going to put our cayenne pepper. I'm looking for it. Here we go. Red ground cayenne pepper. I took the top off. And I'm going to add half a teaspoon of that. If you you can add a quarter, anywhere between a quarter and half a teaspoon. That makes it taste delish. You can add your salt, as I mentioned. I ran out of my sea salt, so I'm going to have a little bit of the regular salt. I'm going to put about a quarter in there. Or you can omit the salt. There we go, a quarter. Our meat should be coming up. So just go ahead and saute this with the flavors, and it just looks so beautiful. It smells delicious. I know it's easier said than done to make food than to buy the food, but you know, we're going to use already made black beans on this. We're also going to put a little bit of a chicken broth in there. So that kind of helps speed up the process. Just continue. I want to show you because it actually looks really good. See that? Let me see. See all that? You smell the chili, you smell the cumin. It's really good. And we're also going to use the can of petite diced tomatoes. So, you know, just try to do everything the quicker way. If you can buy organic beans, go ahead. If you can't, that's fine. As long as this is helping you eat lighter than it would be if you were eating stuff that's already pre-made. So I got my hamburger meat out, and here we have 2 pounds, 2 and 2.25 pounds, 36 ounces. So I'm just going to grab half of that, and we're going to add that in here. Let's see, I was going to add it when our stuff was done, but you know what? It's going to get soft. Well, now, let's go ahead and saute this. Once this gets a little transparency in there, we'll go ahead and add the meat, okay? So I'll see you guys in 5 minutes. Hi you guys, so right now we're cooking. So it's been like 6 or 7 minutes. So as you can start to see, your onions kind of start to have a transparency, almost like silicone. You can go ahead and add your meat. I'm adding about a pound of my hamburger meat. I'm using 93.7, but you can use 90.10, whatever you'd like. You can use ground chicken, ground turkey, half and half. That's a delicious combination, half turkey and half ground beef. So hopefully you can see better now. This is perfect for the cold winter days. I like chili even in the summer. I'm a chili person. You can really smell. I can smell the cilantro and the cumin, and it's actually smelling really, really good. The more veggies and raw foods, I guess, you include in your diet, the better it is for you. You're getting all your vitamins and your nutrients, and you'd be surprised. For those of you who get blood work done, if you were to check and go, and once you start eating this way, you can definitely tell a difference. I know they were able to tell with my husband when he came back from Iraq. He came back with heart problems. A lot of people did, and they can definitely tell the difference when we eat with veggies. So let that cook for about a good 15 to 20 minutes. Make sure you chop it real good because we don't want to have meatballs in there. We want to have really broken ground beef or ground chicken, ground turkey, whatever you're using. Cover it and cook for another 15 to 20 minutes till it's done, and then we'll include our other ingredients. I'll see you guys in 15 and 20. Alright you guys, so we're done with, it's actually been 17 minutes. And you can see the transparency in the onion. Hopefully you can see that. Let me see. Yeah, in the onion and the bell peppers and the California peppers. Now we're going to add 2 cans of, now this is going to serve a family of 4, and they can even get seconds. It's a 15 ounce, so 2 cans of black beans. You can use red kidney beans, pinto beans, whatever you'd like, as long as it's 2 cans of beans, 15 ounces. I rinsed them, so they've already been rinsed. And a can of 28 ounces of, I would say, petite tomatoes. Now, I kind of messed up here because I was supposed to put the tomatoes first so I can cut them, but oh well. So if you have petite tomatoes, by all means put them in there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to chop them right away with my spatula. You should be able to. You can get petite diced tomatoes or just diced tomatoes. You can buy chopped tomatoes that have been that have garlic and basil, whatever you'd like. The stewed tomatoes, oh my god, those taste really good, so you guys can put some of that on your chili. But yeah, I was looking for my petite diced tomatoes, and apparently I used them, or I accidentally got tomato sauce for the chili beans instead of petite diced tomatoes. My daughter's trying to see what I'm cooking. Huh, Mama? So finish. If you have whole tomatoes, then just go ahead and chop them. They're easy to chop. You could put fresh tomatoes if you'd like instead. This is just supposed to be easier to make a quick meal. It usually goes by easier if once you're used to making this. So let me see. Just make sure it's chopped really fine if you can. Or if you like the chunks, leave the chunks. My children are kind of picky, especially my son, so I have to make sure that I really chop it in there. Alright, so once that has been chopped, you can go ahead and add your black olives. I went ahead and used a can, 6 ounce, and I went ahead and chopped them. If you haven't chopped, then you can use 2 cans. I didn't have diced olives, so I went ahead and I diced them. Since I shop at Sam's, it's just easier to buy the whole thing of black olives and then chop them up at home. I have a little chopper and I use that. And we're also going to add 2 cups of chicken broth, Swanson's. Stir it real good, and I have it at a 3.0. You can have it at a 2.8, a low setting for if you use a gas stove, gas range. Mix it and cover it and just check up on it. We're going to have it covered for 30 minutes. I'll see you guys in 30 minutes. Set your timer. Remember to check on it, okay? Alright, you guys, so it's been 30 minutes. Now the flavors have marinated in there. You can cook it for an hour if you like on a lower temperature. And the more the flavors will blend together. A lot of people like to do that because they really like how the flavors marinate. Make sure you have a proper size. You know, you don't want to get a jumbo plate. So we're going to go ahead and scoop up. Oh yeah, my timer just went off. So it's been 30 minutes. So we're going to scoop up some of the chili. So I have a regular scoop. This is probably like about a cup and a half that I've scooped up. You can see how delicious it looks. It smells delicious. You can see the bell peppers, the other peppers, and the tomatoes, and the olives, and the beans, and the meat. And you can see how delicious it looks. And what you can do is you can top it off with a little bit of mozzarella, low moisture, part skim milk, mozzarella. Remember, you just want to garnish it. You're having chili beans and you're garnishing it with mozzarella or some feta cheese. You're not having cheese and garnishing it with chili beans, okay? That's a joke I always like to say. Would you like to have some chili beans with your cheese? No. You want a little cheese with your chili beans. And this is your delicious chili beans. Healthy. Chili beans are always healthy. You can have them for lunch. You can have them for dinner. And you can, make one egg. You can scoop up like one, like about a cup. And cook an egg for breakfast with it. And it'll be really good. So I want to thank you guys for joining me. And I hope you guys like it. I'll see you guys on my next video. Thank you guys.